pairings. Now, I kind of like beer. I'm not really a beer drinker, but when you pair it with chocolate, I bet it's an entirely different experience. And it's part of the Kohler Festival of Beer, and Jason Van Auken is here to tell us all about it and the pairings that he put together for us today. You're a sommelier and a mixologist.
Correct.
And the beer guy today, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Well, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
So what are you doing as part of the Kohler Festival of Beer?
Well, we're definitely just kind of getting everybody situated with understanding that beer is really taken over nicely within the way of pairings. You hear a lot about wine pairings with everything, but beer has really come a long way, and the intricacies in which you can use it with food are fantastic. And one of the ways we're doing that is with chocolate today.
Let's do it. I have to say one of my all-time favorite chocolates, and I've shared this on the show before, is the Terrapins. Kohler's original recipe.
Absolutely.
Buttery terrapins. So is that your first pairing, or did I
It is,
start
absolutely.
at the end?
So oddly enough, we're actually going to start with one of our darker beers.
Okay.
This is Peruvian Morning from Central Waters, but we definitely wanted to get the original buttery terrapin first. And this is something that it's actually aged in bourbon barrel, and it really gives it a nice kind of a dark chocolate, obviously.
Okay.
You already have a nice dark beer. It has a great little bit of coffee and chocolate aroma to it, but with the original buttery terrapin really brings out that caramel, the milk chocolate, a lot of richness, and it's just fantastic. It's so much fun with this first one.
People are really into their beer these days,
Absolutely.
aren't they? I'm really into chocolate. Can I take a bite already?
Please, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm just going to stick to the beer.
I'll just stick to the chocolate. So I eat the chocolate first?
You can kind of do it however you like. A lot of people like to get a little bit of beer, then go into the chocolate, then go back to the beer. It's really about how they play off of each other, so it's all personal preference.
I love it.
It's a lot, like I said, it's a lot of fun. If you're not the biggest beer fan, this will really kind of help you kind of get into some of the different categories.
I would totally get into an experience like this. This is very cool. Okay, moving on. I can only take a little sip of beer, so. But, oh, that. What's next?
So we've got a kind of a traditional Belgian style. This is triple carmelite. It's actually made with wheat, barley, and oats.
Okay.
This is definitely a very big change of pace from our first one. This has a little bit more kind of bread notes that go along with this, a little bit lighter profile, great maltiness, a lot of creamy texture within this as well. You can definitely tell just by the head on the beer.
Okay, and you want to smell these first?
Absolutely. Really bring in some of the aromas, kind of see how the beer is kind of profiled right off the nose. You get a lot of sensory off the nose itself.
Totally different beer than the first one.
Absolutely.
And not just in the color, but in the
Absolutely.
aroma. And which chocolate are we trying this with?
So this is one of our house-made brownies. This is a caramel brownie.
What?
All things you can find at the Kohler Cravery. One of the absolute favorite.
Wow. Oh, it's drippy. Look at how beautiful.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So something like this really kind of brings out, again, those caramel notes. The milk chocolate itself really plays nicely to, like I said, that kind of bread factor. Nice little bit of citrus that plays to it as well.
It's delicious. All right, we have time for one more, Jason.
Absolutely. Let's go to a Wisconsin favorite, shall we?
Sure.
New Glarus Spotted Cow.
Oh, yes.
There isn't a bar that I've ever walked into that doesn't have this available.
And if it doesn't have it available, do you leave?
Haven't run into it yet. We'll see when it happens.
All right, and this one?
This is kind of a farmhouse ale. Again, a little bit on the lighter side. Has a little bit more of almost a wheat profile to it. They actually let a lot of the yeast sit in with it as well. Adds a lot of the color, aroma, even a little bit of cloudiness.
Okay.
We have two different chocolates here, kind of in the line with our rare facets. So we've got a pomegranate and we've got a blueberry.
Well, I'll do
Both
pomegranate.
Anything with that kind of fruit flavor brings this out nicely. It's a little bit darker chocolate, but that really nice little bit of fruit-infused ganache inside really plays nicely to this beer.
I love it. Another great pairing. Jason, thank you so much. Jason Van Auken is going to be part of the Kohler Festival of Beer. It's this weekend.
Absolutely.
So go check it out. We have the whole list of events on our website. Go to fox11online.com and click on Good Day Wisconsin.